We live in a country where, if you're born poor, you will die on average 9 years earlier than others. If you're black, you're treated more harshly by the criminal justice system than if you're white. If you're a white working class boy, you're less likely than anybody else in Britain to go to university. If you're at a state school, you're less likely to reach the top professions than if you're educated privately. If you're a woman, you're likely to be paid less than a man. If you suffer from mental health problems, there's not enough help to hand. If you're young, you'll find it harder than ever before to own your own home.
Good morning. My plea to Rochdale. You need hope. You need inspiration. You need to be understood and appreciated. No more torments of the past. The traumas need to be addressed, counselled. And then the future of Rochdale needs to be brought together. Asians, blacks, whites, Europeans, whatever cultural history. But let me say another thing to you. In any religion, in any faith, there are abusers, child abusers, who torment society, who take advantage of the vulnerable. It is not free of any culture. I'm taking a responsibility to stand up today and appeal directly to Rochdale. Whether I get selected by the NSC or not, that's a different issue. It's about responsibility. It's about saying that things can be done and can be done different and better, with appreciation of what has gone on. I believe that Simon has done a lot of good work. But with that, he has also neglected the responsibility. And that is why I say Simon Danczuk has to sit down, not just as a Labour MP, but as a candidate at the moment in the general election for any party. I would like Simon to inspire hope by standing aside and allow a new Rochdale to evolve from this trauma, a hope to come about. Cyril Smith took advantage of young people, the vulnerable people, in the care system. That kind of trauma will live on forever. It cannot be removed. It will have to be lived with. And that is why I say that Rochdale is living in trauma. But the more recent issues of child sex grooming, of the Asians who have been convicted. But sex grooming is not just an Asian issue. It is of all colour, all heritage, and all religion. We need to stop it, and we need to stop it fast. And tell people, no matter when and how long ago you were abused, it will not go away. We will come after you. But my focus is on the needs of Rochdale. I don't think that when Gillian Duffy approached Gordon Brown and said, Prime Minister, we need change, we need help here. Our children, our people are being left behind. People of Rochdale, that's not racism, that's called responsibility. Charity, I believe, begins at home. When you have strong homes, you can inspire people and you can help people and you can take social responsibility to a greater level. Rochdale has that heritage in the cooperative movement. And I believe that the belief that Gillian Duffy had in the Labour Party, it will come again. It will be inspired. I think quite positively that she will take an active role within the Labour Party. If we're able to articulate a vision that helps those who need it most, of any colour, any culture, those who live in Rochdale. There needs to be a support infrastructure for Rochdale to build resilience in education, in health, and in employment. There has to be a renaissance. There has to be a development of the ethos of the corporate movement that took place. I say I can do this because I was a migrant myself. At the age of 14, 15, I could hardly string words of English together. But what I had then was belief, the desire to serve, to do something, to contribute. You can follow this up with the children that I shared homes with in local authority care. I stood up then. I had backbone then, and I have backbone now. I asked questions then of humanity, of compassion, of dignity, and I ask them now. But what I can say to you is that I have taken the journey of recovery myself. Having worked in the corporate sector, having gained degrees at a higher level, and I'm now transforming my own agenda to help people. I could sit back, I could hold back and not present myself, but I want to communicate with the many Gillian Duffys, black, white, Asian, of any culture, because Gillian Duffy does not just represent white cultures. It's there in all sections of community. And I want to bring all of that together in Rochdale. To inspire role models for each of the age group. For children, young people, young adults, for families and grandparents. Unity, cohesion. That will come about. Whether the NEC chooses me or not, that's up to the NEC. But I am offering hope over fear. Because I've lived through it. I've come out on the other side. Now, Simon, you need to step aside. You need to move on and go and recover properly. Running a marathon, trust me, does not enable you to recover. Pumping weights does not allow you to recover. Going into the ring and boxing does not allow you to recover. Physical endowment doesn't. It's bringing it all together. The well-being. Recovery plan. The action, the processes of the healing that takes place, that's bringing you together. And that takes time. And I promise to Rochdale, you'll have more role models if I'm elected and selected as your candidate in the first 4 years than you have had before in Rochdale of any age group. More higher apprenticeships. More success rate at GCSE level. More cooperation with the unions to develop new ways of working. A new way of developing and harnessing the power of Rochdale in all communities and bringing community cohesion together.